Hello crafty friends, welcome to another video. In my previous video I shared with you 3 primary coloured distress oxides in a bright palette and a pastel palette, and today I thought I would make a card using one of the secondary colours, in this case orange, because although you can blend secondary colours using the primary colour distress oxides, it can be convenient to have secondary colours on their own ink pads, as it were. So, as I say, orange, and I've got a bright one, Spice Marmalade, a pastel one, Dried Marigold, and a very, very pastel one, Tattered Rose. So this doesn't look particularly orange, but it does, I think, fall in the orange area. It's kind of peachy, so it might have a little bit more red in it than an orange. But as a trio, they work well together as oranges. Just to demonstrate then, I've got a piece of linen textured card, and I'll blend on my Spice Marmalade at the top. And now I'll blend that with Dried Marigold. Just go over that blendy area there. And now I'll take some Tattered Rose and add that to the bottom. And there we've got a nice gradation. So if you're a brights person and you want oranges, definitely Spice Marmalade is a good choice. If you're more pastel-y, then Dried Marigold and or Tattered Rose. So let's make a card with these colours. I've got a piece of linen textured white card here, and I'm going to do some smushing. I'll start with Tattered Rose, it's the lightest colour. And I'm going to only smush on the top half of the paper because I want to keep the bottom half clean to make my card panel. If you want to know how to make a smusher, then there is a video linked below. I want this end to be a bit irregular so I can choose some interesting pieces from it. And without drying it, I will put some Dried Marigold on. Just get that bit of whatever that is out of the way. And now for the Spice Marmalade. Now I'm going to spatter on some colour. This is the leftover Spice Marmalade. Just cover that up. This brush has actually got a bit of gold metallic watercolour left on it. So I'm thinking a little bit of shimmer will show up, and I'll give that a dry with my hairdryer. So all those colours have mixed and mingled beautifully. I do want to create the impression of layers though, so now it's dry, I can add a bit more of the Spice Marmalade on top, and that should sit nicely and dry as a separate layer. I'll do some more splattering now. I'm going to deliberately mix some of this gold in with this Spice Marmalade. And because this is dry now, the spatters will stay well defined. I'll just get a few little spatters down the bottom here. And I'll dry that again. This is the size of the panel that I want for the front of my card, but I'm going to create a viewfinder to help me pick the best part of my smushy background. So I'm going to draw around this on a scrap of paper, and I will cut the centre piece out using my trimmer. You could use scissors. So there is my viewfinder, and I can move it along, looking at each part, and stop where I think I've got the bit that I want. So I like this bit, I like the undulation of the end there. So I can use my pencil just to draw on the inside, and then I can cut that out. These bits can now go in my box of backgrounds and bits, and I've got my panel. And now I'm going to heat emboss on it. So I'm going to give it a good dusting with anti-static powder. And I'm going to use Wow Opaque Bright White Superfine. And to check that that ink is dry, I'll shake that over and tap it off. And that looks perfectly ready for some heat embossing. So I'm going to use this floral stamp. It's a silicone stamp. It's not particularly sticky. I've had it ages, it's quite old, but it's one of my favourites because it's a lovely line drawn flowers and leaves. Line drawing. So I've actually stuck it onto my block with some stick glue, which is water-based, so it will wash off the stamp and the block. And I'm inking it up with sticky embossing ink. And I'll stamp that down and sprinkle over my embossing powder. That looks good. And I'll stamp it down over here, slightly different orientation. And I'll melt that powder with my heat tool. So that's all cooled and set and looking lovely. I'm going to dust it again because I want to spatter on some water and then heat emboss that in white as well. So I'll put some water on my mat there, and I'm going to add just a touch of white glue, PVA glue. And this stops the water evaporating too quickly. Might need a little bit more water in there. And so I'm just going to spatter that on, maybe a diagonal from there to there. Now sprinkle on the embossing powder again. There we go, lots of beautiful white spatters on top of all my smushing and spattering and stamping. I'm going to take my edge beveling tool just to bevel the edges, strangely enough. Makes it look a little bit neater, almost as if it's been die cut rather than scissor or trimmer cut. Noticed a few pencil marks remaining, so I'll just erase those. My plan was to stick it straight on a card blank like that, but I'm wondering if a tiny black border around the outside would give it some impact. I think it would. Before I do the matting though, I want to add my sentiment. I want to add it on a strip of linen textured card. So I'm going to stamp it in black, but I'm going to heat emboss it as well to give it a bit of extra punch. And to do that, I'm going to use Versamark Onyx Black ink. It's a pigment ink and stays wet long enough for heat embossing. So I'll do that with Wow Superfine Gloss Clear. So that heat embossing gives it a slightly dimensional finish, a glossy finish, and it also really deepens the black. I want to cut this into a strip. Right, I've cut that and I'm going to pop it on the black and trim a little border. I've got my sentiment strip ready to go. I've got a 5x7 inch acetate rule of thirds grid here because my card blank is going to be 5x7, and I'm going to pop this on top just to work out where a third of the way down is going to be on the final card, and I'm going to place that on there. I think that's about in the middle. I do want to make sure it's straight though. Now I can trim off the excess bits and bevel the edges. So I tape runner to the back of my panel now, put it on my black mat, and I'll give it 1/16 of an inch, 1.6 millimeters, which is the mat size that I gave the sentiment strip. This can now go on the card. Now I think I just want to add some of these peachy coloured enamel dots either side of the sentiment, just as a finishing touch. I've had these in my stash for so long. They're the only enamel dots I have, apart from a few that came with scrapbook collections. So I really want to use them, and I think they'll work very nicely on here. So obviously you could use this card design with any colour scheme. It doesn't have to be orange. You could stamp any kind of stamp as well, and it can be for any occasion. It's a very versatile design, I think. I do have a whole playlist called Ink Pads 101. If you want a more in-depth look at Distress Oxides and what they can do and other types of inks, then do check that out. I'll leave a link to that below. And I think in my next video, we'll play with one of the other secondary colours, maybe green. So I hope to see you back here very soon for that one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.